What is the deal with the growth hormone, and specifically people on keto working out and weight training on an empty stomach? Hi, in case you're new to this channel, I'm Slick Nick, your personal keto bro. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a personal trainer. I'm just some random guy in Tennessee with 10,000 subscribers and a personal mission to prove to myself whether going keto is going to help me reach my goal of 17% body fat as I'm approaching my 40th birthday here in a couple of months. So for me, I've only been true full keto for arguably 2 months now. But I started weight training, going to the gym a year ago. It was February 2020 when I started going to the gym, and I've been faithful. I've been going 6 days a week, between 45 minutes to an hour a day. And then afterwards, especially when I went full keto, I also, after that, now walk between 2 and 3 miles afterwards. And I'm doing this all on an empty stomach. Now, I'm using the keto definition of empty stomach. And of course, that's the same way I use the keto definition of breaking a fast. So it doesn't mean you consume 0 calories, but it means that you are only consuming things that are not going to cause your insulin to go up at all. Because pure fat does not cause insulin to go up. Insulin makes you hungry. Insulin makes you store fat. If you never turn on that switch, you're not storing fat. Not until you start eating protein and especially carbohydrates. That's what triggers that insulin to make you hungrier and to go into fat storing mode, because otherwise, by default, your body is burning fat. So I just don't allow my body to start storing fat until the very later in the day, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. is my window of eating every day. But going back to what I said, imagine what I'm doing. I'm in weight training for an hour, then walking for usually about 45 minutes, that 2 to 3 miles, whatever it ends up being. It's a lot of time and that's a lot of calories that I'm starting out my day on. And all that's in my body when I wake up, I drink about 1/4 gallon of water. I have 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and then I have black coffee with almost a teaspoon of MCT oil. So there's maybe a little less than 100 calories in that pure fat of the oil, but that's it, and it's not spiking my insulin. And I use that little bit of MCT oil and the caffeine from the coffee to use as my fuel. And after that burns out, it's a matter of my own body fat. So that's the concept. I'm working out on an empty stomach. Now, people who are not keto, people who don't like keto, a lot of personal trainers out there would say, that's not good. You could be losing muscle mass. You should be carving up or having some protein before you go work out. Well, those of us who are brainwashed in the cult of keto, following the teachings of other YouTubers like Dr. Berg, Autumn Bates, and Thomas DeLauer, plus the Amazon documentary Fat Fiction, we know differently. We subscribe to the concept that the human growth hormone kicks in when you are exerting such energy while on an empty stomach, so that not only are you not losing muscle mass, but your body is better preserving your muscle mass so that you are burning fat and not the muscle, because your body is smart enough to think, I would rather keep the muscle and burn the fat. But we're keeping carbohydrates out of the equation altogether here. So what's funny is some people would say, I could never do that. I believe you. Anything you believe in your mind is true. People are always looking for a reason not to do keto. And that's the number one reason you shouldn't do keto, is because you don't want to do it. But for those of us who do want to do it, it works just fine. I mean, I have such clarity of mind. I never have a lack of energy. I have more energy. I have more clarity. And this is what I've been doing for a year now. I only went full keto 2 months ago. But the entire time I've been working out, I've been doing it on an empty stomach, even before I really understood what keto was, just because that's how my body was. And I was counting calories, and I didn't want to use up my calories so early on the day, since I'm at the gym before 6:30 a.m. That's kind of what started it. But I'm also not hungry, and that's going back to keto principles. You're not hungry if you don't consume any carbohydrates. The moment you put carbohydrates into your body, you're going to start getting hungry, and you're going to start storing fat. So if you'd like to learn more about that and understand that better, click on that link right there It's the 5 pillars of being keto. I created this model, but it's a matter of filling up on fat and fiber, fasting, drinking a gallon of water a day, walking 2 to 3 miles a day, and getting 7 hours of sleep. Your comments belong right here.